So one more thing I will, addition to that particular relative demo, I will also explain you how you can change the layout for your screen. It is not necessary that this is the one layout that you can have. For example, I go into my resource folder, into the layout folder, right click on that particular folder, and then I say that I want to create a new layout file. Yeah, layout resource file. Okay, so I create that particular resource layout file. It asks me the name. I say that how we spell relative, RELETA. Okay, okay, my layout test. Okay, relative spelling, RELETA, whatever, and okay, it will go into the layout folder. I just give the name and click OK. When I click OK, it actually, look at that, in that particular layout folder, it has created that my layout test. Okay, yep, so you can see that particular file, my layout test. Fine, and then I can change that particular file, and of course we are trying to work on that particular relative layout, so we say that I will select that particular constraint layout, and then I say RELATIV, okay, relative spellings. So relative layout, I select that one. When I press capital REL, it show me that particular relative layout. When I press enter, it automatically change that thing here. And now if we look at that particular specific properties which has been there, so we have these properties, minimal properties we have, like we have say that the width match parent, and this is also, I say that background, and then I say that I want to use that particular, which color, I want to use something different, not this one. Okay, for this, if I want to go into that design layout, it will be much more easier as compared to selecting these things. I say that I want to search the background, and it show me that. I just click on that specific, and then I can select a specific color for a background. Okay, what color? Green color or the, okay, green color. So when I do that, it show me this thing, background color. Background color is fine, and then I give a text view. Text view, again it say that I want wrap content. I say that wrap content, and then I give a text, and then text. Here I what you can say that, give the color, text color. I want to make it accent, fine, and then I want to increase the size, text size. I say that 20 SP. Remember that we give the text size as SP, and all other sizes will go into the DP. So by default, it is coming on the left top corner, automatically align itself. That is the default position. Even I say that I want to put a button here. I want to put a button, wrap content. Again, wrap content, I simply say that I want text that will appear on that particular button. That will be our text. Okay, so look at that. That button is again still trying to push itself to the left top corner, and that text which is already exists, it go behind that particular button. Okay, so how we can align them? First of all, if you want to keep that text on the left top corner, you don't need to do anything. But if you want to move it to the right, then what you need to do, you need to give those constraints, the positioning constraints. Align, layout align parent right, and I say true. Look at that. That text is automatically going towards the right of that particular. Let me also put some background color here. Background color, I want to say primary dark, so that will be a much more visible, I suppose. Okay, so now text is going to the right. And if I say that I want to keep it on the bottom, then I say that align parent bottom. Again, I say true. When I say that, automatically that text is going down there. To the right, to the bottom. Okay. And then the button is still there. I don't want to change that one over there. This particular button, I want to keep it there to the left top corner. Okay. And then I just copying these two things. If I copy these two things, they are already there. So here I say that do not go to the right. So look at that. By default, it is sticking to the left side. I don't even tell that particular text box to go to the left. I say that only bottom, align parent bottom is true. Automatically it is going to the bottom, to the left of that particular parent. I don't need to. Understand? And similarly, if I want something with that particular button, I want to move that particular button in the center. So we can say that center. Look at that. We have in center in parent, center vertical or center horizontal. When I say center in parent, true, it is coming to the horizontal and vertical center. Understand? Now what I do, I take another button here and I want that it go to the top right corner. So align parent right, true. Again, I don't need to say that you stick to the parent top. Why? Because it is a default behavior, so it is trying to stick to the parent top, and I say that go to the right. That's it. Now I want that particular text box to go to the horizontal center. I want something like, even I don't need to put anywhere else. I mean, anything, anywhere I can put that particular thing, because we are giving those things constraints. So we say that bottom, or we don't want to make it a bottom, so we can say that this, and then we say that align center. So we can simply say that how much we want to make it, okay, in parent, true. But when I say this thing, what happened? It is actually here, behind that specific button. If I say in parent, then it is coming at this particular text, and then this is not visible behind that particular button. But I want something here, that particular text view should come up here. So either, now two different ways, either I say that I want to change that particular property center horizontal. When I say this, it is automatically coming up, because it is by default sticking towards the top of that particular parent, and when I say that horizontal center, it's come down here. Or we can also say something like this, like not having the same property in center in parent. Okay, it will go to the vertical center and the horizontal center right in the middle of the screen. And then I also add another constraint, that is align to the top of the parent, true. Look at that. So it is trying to fulfill all the constraints which we are applying on it. It will try to go to the vertical and horizontal center, but we are also saying that you should stick to the top of that particular parent. So it cannot be in the vertical center, but it can be in the horizontal center and stick to the parent. So now it's up to you that how you want to implement. You say that I want to use the horizontal center instead of that particular parent center, center in parent. I say only center horizontal. Then I don't need to give that particular specific constraint. It will work. If you want to give in parent, center in parent, then of course you need to tell that, okay, go to stick to yourself to the top of the parent. Okay. And what else? We also need something which is going to the bottom. So again, I try to keep that one here, one more text, and then instead here we have that in parent. Okay, in parent center. I also say that go to and align yourself to the bottom of the parent. Align parent bottom, true. Look at that. That is coming up here, and then I want something here, something here. Maybe I can use that particular text view. Again, here we are saying that horizontal center. If I say that center vertical, automatically it is coming down here, because from left side we don't need to tell. Okay. Everything's okay?
Yes, so I have to go back tomorrow. So it might be
You are going back.
tomorrow to do Jerusalem. So next day we will go to Jerusalem.
Okay. So can you sit and we will discuss living, or you want living?
Yeah.
Okay.
So then we might.
Okay. Okay. So we have that particular text. On the vertical center, and we don't need to tell that it should align itself to the left of the parent. We can do that, but it is not necessary. As you can see, it is already aligned where we want to position it. Okay, and what else? We also need something here. Maybe we can put the same text here. Okay, we can say something like this. We can say that I want to center vertical, but I also want to the right. Parent, align parent right, true. So look at that. So now we have all 9 different components at the position where we want. But right now we only use the positioning with respect to the parent, the relative layout, not the linear one. The layout in which all these components exist, we used only the positioning with respect to the or relation to the parent or the layout in which these components exist. Okay, so that is the positioning with respect to the parent. Now I want to add another thing. For example, I say that I want to add let me copy this thing. Now we will talk about the relation to that particular specific other component which exists. For example, this is the component which is I have selected here. So that's a button here. I give the ID here, not if ID. ID, again, you don't need to think about that. What is that? Add the rate of plus ID and slash. Just give it, and then you say that button. So you see that center button. I give just center BTN, center button. I just give the name, and now I am coming down here to that particular specific last button that I have added. Actually, it has been here at this particular place, and I want that it should align itself. I'm not doing anything. I want that this particular button should align to the right of this one, right of this center button. So I am saying that align to align right. No. Okay, let me. This is a to right. Yeah. To right of, and now I need to give the ID. I'm saying that go and sit to the right of, and then you will ask me, okay, to whom right? Right of which person? Right of which component? So we are giving the ID, So we said ID, and then it is a center BTN. When I see just type center, it is giving me that particular center BTN. And again, look at that. I'm giving the capital B in the name, ID name. That is acceptable. Okay. So when I say this thing, what happening with my button? I just try to change that particular background. Okay. Accent color. Yep. Look at that. That pink color is actually aligned itself to the right of that one. But by default, it try to stick to the top of the parent. So that's why it is sticking to the top of the parent. But it is on the right of this particular button. Is it clear? Right of this center button, but sticking to the top of the parent. And if you want to change that thing, you can also say that, okay, don't right of the parent, right of that particular button, but also top of that particular button. Then it will come down here, right on that particular corner, right and top. So maybe just to top. Okay, no, to end, to left of, to end of, to start of. Okay, let me to start off that one. Center button. It is coming to the left side, not to the right side. I mean, nice. Okay, let me see if I can to end of center button. Again, it is going to the right. But if I say that I want something on the top, no? Sorry? To above? Ah, okay. To what's going on? No. Just above. Ah, layout underscore above. ID center button. Yep. So to put it above or below, we have only layout underscore above, not align to or something like that. Above of which component? Above of this. So it will go there. If I say that below, I suppose here, below, it will go to the below. It is to the right, but below that particular component. If I say that only the right, no, I mean that's something. If I want to keep, I want to bring that particular thing here, then I also need to say that vertical center. Okay. Okay, vertical center, vertical, true. Again, it is right coming to the right and center of that. Is it fine? Is it okay? So this is what we can do. So we have different properties. To end of, when you say end of, it is more like right. When you say to start off, it means it's more like left. If you say to left of, it means towards the left. And if you say that it is already, if actually I have already given the to the right of, so that's why it is not showing up here. So we have these two properties: to end, or to left, or to right, or to start. Left and start, they are more or less doing the same thing, putting that particular component to the left of that one. And right and end, they are again doing the same thing, putting that particular thing towards the right of that one. And if you want to keep it above and below, so we have layout underscore above. Above, layout underscore above, and below, layout underscore below. Okay. What else we have? I think these are the only things. Above, below, end, start, right, left. Start and right, left, they will do the same thing. They will align itself to the left of that specific component that we are talking about. And end and right, they will align itself to the right of that one, below and above. So it covers all different directions. Okay? So these kind of properties will help us to align the components with respect to the other component which exist in that particular specific layout. So we have two types of positioning constraints, positioning rules exist in the relative layout. Number one thing, relative to the parent, to the bottom of, to parent bottom, to parent top, to parent left, to parent right, center horizontal, center vertical, or center in parent. So these are the constraints with respect to the parent, with respect to the layout, the positioning rules. And then we also have the positioning rules with respect to the or relative to the other component which exists, to right of, to left of, to start of, to end of, or layout underscore above and layout underscore below. So these are different type of positioning rules which exist inside our relative layout, and using those we can try to position different elements into different positions. Okay, so let's run this particular application in our Android Visual Studio, and then we will finish our video. Gradle running, building quickly. Ah, one thing is missing. One thing is missing. What is that? We have not changed the layout. Remember, it will show us the previous layout that we have developed here. This one, the linear layout. One thing is still missing. If we go and back and look at that, it is still running, but actually it will show me this particular layout, not the new one that we have just did. We created a new layout in our resource folder, and then we want to use that layout as a layout for our main activity. How we can do that? We go into that particular Java code and look at that particular onCreate method in which we are selecting that particular specific set content view, and then we are saying that r.layout underscore dot main activity. Okay, so what we need to do, so we can say that my, look at that, when I say my, it show me that particular my test, my layout underscore test. If I select this thing, and now if I try to, I mean, you can see that it is actually showing me the previous one, the linear layout. Now if I try to run that particular program again, that application again, now it will show me the new layout. So it is not necessary that you have to stick to that particular specific layout which you have started in the first place. You can create a new layout and change that content view anytime. Even you can change that particular content view on the button click event. You click on a button, it changes the layout. That's also possible. Okay, so it's launching the activity, it is coming up, and where's my layout? Man, come on. Yep, bingo. So now we have changed that particular layout from the main activity layout. How? This is the code. In the Java code file, you go on the onCreate method. We have already listed over there set content view r.layout.main underscore activity or activity underscore main layout. We are changing that to new layout that we have designed. Understand? So when we do that, it will automatically change that particular layout. And that is the end of our video today.